Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens, Dark Side of the Stream, episode 184. We took a little trip back to our old good friend Robert Durst and did the Jinx Part 2.
This is Mike's pick.
Jay, you should be thanking yourself every day that you know someone like me that suggests great documentaries like this one. Not only was it concise, we actually got closure, and it was only 3 episodes that were short, and we didn't have to deal with any children in this one. So
yeah, nobody
welcome.
was messing with kids in this, so that was good. We had been on a run of a lot of them, but I thought this one was a completely unnecessary documentary.
Okay.
I watched. I'm like, didn't do it for me. Didn't do it for me. I felt like they were just milking the cash cow.
Well, I don't know if you actually got the true intention of part 2. So let me help you, and I'm going to try for the next hour.
Could be what happened.
Hold your hand.
Could be what happened
Through this. So
there was one highlight. There was one highlight.
There
we'll
were
talk
several,
about later.
and I know which one you're probably referring to. And we're not going to get into that just yet. You can't go down that road just yet. We got to start at the beginning, because if I'm going to hold your hand through this to try and convince you that this is and I'm going to throw this candy on the ground right now. This is a documentary that's worth at least a 4. I'll show you.
We watched 2 different movies.
Hold on. Well, maybe you just didn't understand it, and I'm going to help you. Okay. First thing, the beginning of this series, you got to understand that a lot of the reason that he got busted, Robert Durst being was because of the Jinx.
Yeah.
They basically caught him on camera confessing to the 3 murders in which he was charged with. Well, one which he was charged and acquitted of. Okay. So, like, legit, the first episode is watching all of the families watch that last episode and hearing him do it live. I thought that was unbelievable.
Cool.
To see them like react to him saying, well, you killed them, of course, in the bathroom to himself. Like, oh my God. Now, again, as the justice system works, that even though it is a confession,
still hearsay, right?
Still could not prove in court,
right?
Just based on that one little snippet of audio of him saying it, that this guy did this, right? But because the cold case detective in LA felt like this was going to help him and help his case and hopefully get some of his close-knit people to turn on him and maybe talk about what they knew, then that was the hope. And I got to give it up to them, and I got to give it up to the police in LA for doing their due diligence and figuring this stuff out.
They did go the extra mile. I'll give them that for sure.
So I thought the setup for the beginning was really important, because then we got to see like because all of that stuff that happened towards the end of the Jinx Part 1, we didn't get to see it because they had already done the documentary. So we knew that we knew what was going to happen and what was happening because it was in the news. We didn't really get to see the stuff, which I thought was really interesting to see that from their perspective, and then to see how the police and the prosecutors were able to essentially build their case against Robert Durst. But we also got to see how Robert Durst was able to kind of defend against this case. So let me keep holding your hand through this dark side of the stream, Jay.
Thank you.
We'll get to more about the Jinx Part 2 next on 104.7 The K. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens back in the studio. It is Dark Side of the Stream, episode 184, the Jinx Part 2. So we get, what happens towards the end of the Part 1. The confession on tape. The producers get this dude talking with his mic on in the bathroom, which is just
crazy.
So many
he likes to talk. He likes to
talk. And that's what the prosecuting attorney says. Like, and this is something that we've said so many times on this show. If you're ever in trouble with the law, you've got and he said it. You've got 2 roads to take. You can stop talking, or you can talk. And Robert Durst, no matter what his lawyers and attorneys will tell him,
he likes to talk.
He likes to talk. And that has got him in trouble.
He seems like actually
that's what
funny dude. Like he's a likable guy.
The detective said, "I like the guy. He's a funny guy."
Yeah,
everyone that came in, they were like, "He's a funny dude." But at the same time, he did something years and years and years ago, which he has been continuously trying to cover up, which was the disappearance of his first wife, which they still have never charged him or charged him with, and we'll get to that in a little bit. I thought that part was interesting. And now I know the defense that it was interesting to see him with his wife, but then also his girlfriend that would come visit him.
Right. That was
there
were a lot
of people around this guy that just thought they were going to get a piece. You know what
I
mean?
A lot of it was, hey, this guy's, he's a little weird, but he's cool,
He's
and
gajillionaire.
he's
with
got a lot of money.
access
So
to
if I
much
help him
money.
out, he'll give me some cash over here and there.
And on that note, you got to give it up to the people and the great citizens of the state of Texas, where they actually acquitted this guy of the murder of the neighbor, where he literally confessed to chopping him up and putting him in a bag. One of the jurors voted for acquittal. Why? So that hopefully down the road, him and this guy could become friends and he benefit from it.
Hey,
I was watching that going, what the hell?
Yeah.
How is that even a thing?
He saw an opportunity.
So let me ask you, like, how could you watch that? How would you like, that's no big deal.
Yeah, that was cool. There was the highlight of it for me was
this the porn cowboy guy.
The porn cowboy singer.
I showed you the reaction of the family, and that was like, whoa, that's crazy. Then I show you the fact that there was literally a juror in this justice system in the United States of America that saw a potential of where this guy could make money if he quit it. Obviously, there's no communication. How can that not blow your mind?
We pull up?
It's not all that. It's the country western porn
singer.
Can we
pull up the porn singer? With. Can we pull up a list of the names of his songs, please?
What was it, like Chingy?
Can we pull up a list of his songs? Because
it was Changy. What was that dude's name?
I'm sure you could pull it up there, because let's just really quick look at his list. He came up with the concept of being a porn star cowboy singer and singing songs about this stuff.
I just what was the guy's?
Look up
Chavin.
Chavin, that's it. Yes,
Nick Chavin. That was
so look at his song list. Let's go through his song list titles. I think there's a lot to uncover here.
There was like getting it on in the backseat of your Ford truck.
Let's see. I think they're a little deeper than that. Let's go.
You should have been the one that was coming up with. If this was the only interesting thing.
What's the name of his songs?
His first album was called Country Porn, and I can't even.
Can you read read the names of the songs?
I can't. Get It on the Run's one I can. Dry Humping in the back of the 55 Ford.
Why can't you read?
Because I can't say them on the air. I legit can't say
this is important to the case. I feel
it's important to Jay. Where you guys again, hopefully, I painted a picture to you where I've shown you.
There's one about stains on your pillow, right? Stains on your pillow. Some kind of stains.
Like a kid. He's just sitting in front of the TV playing video games.
All right, stop
talking about all this stuff.
As soon as he said he was a porn star cowboy,
they say Happy Meal, and he stopped. Like, what?
And as soon as he said porn star, he showed a picture of him on stage with girls up there. I was sold. That was the highlight of the documentary.
Jay,
I wanted you to go through the song list titles.
I can't. I literally said everything I can say. No sellout, too small. Jailbait.
There was one about something about pillowcase, something stains.
Yeah, I can't
some
say,
kind
I
of
can't
stains
say
on
that.
it.
Can't say that on the air. But again, that was one of Robert Durst's best friends. He's the one who sold him out, and we'll talk more about that next. Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7. Mike, the intern, Jay Stevens back in the studio discussing the Jinx Part 2. So,
oh man,
inevitably, the prosecutors started working on some of Robert Durst's friends, his business partner. He straight out the gate was like, "I'm not helping you." Not
right? Yeah, he was real cut and dry. Nope.
They started working on the old country western singer, and at first he's like, "I'm not," no. But then they started working on his wife, who then who the boss in that relationship is, because she went back to him and said, "You are going to help the cops. I hated that guy, and you're going to help him because I know you're lying. You're going to help him." So inevitably, he changed his tune. He went and sat in court and said, "Yeah, we went to dinner after the fact, and he told me that he killed our best friend, who was the writer."
Yeah, that was interesting. He said he was torn because he's like, they're both my best friends, and one of your best friends kills your other best friend. You're in a weird conundrum. Do you back your best friend? Like, if you came to me, Jay, I killed somebody, help me hide the body. I feel like, okay, I'll go help you hide the body. But if you, Jay, I killed somebody that works with us, hide the body. I'm like, okay, I'll help you hide the body. But I'm like, dude, but you also killed our homie.
Why would you kill Snap?
I'm in a conundrum. Yeah.
Well, I'm not Snap. You're okay. We're not going to come out after you. But like, I just. The mentality, like, I get Susan's mentality, and I think the producers did a really good job of explaining about how she was the daughter of a very big tycoon in Las Vegas who had a lot of mob ties. She saw what her dad did for these guys, and how loyalty supersedes everything.
No snitching,
loyalty first, honor and loyalty first. And so you can see how much she respected that with
Yes.
the way she dealt with Robert Durst, especially when she was able to help him get out of the missing thing by essentially establishing the alibi by making the phone call to the doctor in the morning saying that she
that was interesting.
The other thing that was insane to me, which I just don't know how, I don't know if you just checked out or what the hell, you're losing at your hand of poker when you're watching this, but the other thing that was insane in the bombshell in this whole thing was that there was a recording that exists 9 days after Robert's first wife goes missing, where Susan would call a journalist and then basically go through all of the different things that could have possibly happened to her.
Right.
And the way she
was
talks
wearing
about
fancy
this woman
earrings.
who was like supposedly her dear friend, the thing where she says, I'm going to save my tears until it becomes official.
Yeah, that was
like,
weird.
I wouldn't even talk to someone that I barely knew.
I
just kind of liked that. I was like, I work with them. They're all right. I wouldn't say that about them, let alone my best friend's wife.
The other one that was weird was that younger girl who he was like, sleeping with for a while, whatever. And when he told her to go to the apartment and pack a bag, and then the police intercept the bag, and they're like, "Did you know there's 100,000?" She goes, I didn't notice that in the bag. Like,
yeah, right, dude.
What? How you don't notice 100K in a bag, man?
But the thing is, and I think they did a really good job with this, was to show that Susan was in fact involved in the disappearance of Robert's first wife, not only as helping him establish the alibi, but also after the fact, helping him not only establish a story, but then sell it to the media. Because that's exactly what she did. She had the capability. She was a journalist,
spin master,
and that's what she did. And then years later, what's crazy is that she goes to Hollywood to help starts becoming a screenwriter and all this stuff. Works with the producer, who then basically is also another witness who says, "Look, she basically told me all of this stuff."
Okay, you're raising the rating on mine a little bit.
I did it. We'll see how much I had to hold Jay's hands through this next, explaining the documentary all over again to him on Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7. Mike the Intern, Jay Stevens, back in the studio one more time. Dark Side of the Stream, episode 184, the Jinx Part 2. I personally felt like I got closure. And like I said in the beginning, I think this documentary series deserves a solid 4 bags full of $100,000 wrapped in envelopes.
I came in with a very low rating. I was going to go 0 or 1 for the singer porn cowboy guy. But I think you've made me go through it a little bit more in my head.
And what you actually heard and saw in relation to where we went with the first one.
I do feel there was nothing too crazy in this, but I'll go 3.
All right. Well, hey, at least I got you to go with the.
You raised it up a little bit. Yeah.
I thought they did a really good job of closure. They didn't ring it out too much. You got to see, God, how much you can literally buy freedom in this country. If you've got enough money, man, there's enough people that'll be willing to go to bat for you because of who you are and what you can give them. Possibly, maybe you don't even know. It's crazy to me. But and then the juror thing, I don't know if I remember that for the first one, but I kept remember thinking, how the hell did that guy get acquitted?
Yeah.
Well, now we know. Either way, don't be a D-bag is the lesson of that story. Jay, what are we watching next?
I found a nice hidden gem on Hulu. And it's good because it doesn't talk about murder. It doesn't talk about messing with kids. Good. It's called The Contestant.
Okay, sounds good.
And it's kind of the start of a reality show. And we also learn where the eggplant emoji comes from.
Oh, followed by the water emoji, right?
Well,
we'll get into that next. As always,
The Contestant.
You can watch us do this live on Facebook or YouTube, 9 a.m. every Thursday. That's when it plays during my show. It plays at Jay's show during 6 p.m. Listen to this as a free podcast on our 104.7 The Cave. As always, I'm Mike the Intern. That's Jay Stevens reminding you.
We watch
movies, so you don't have to. It's Dark Side of the Stream on 104.7 The Cave.